Guys, will AI replace management consulting? That is the big question that we're going to be talking about today. So let's get straight into it. Okay, so if we haven't met before, my name is Theodore from ConsultingHQ. Today's question, we're going to be talking about will AI replace management consulting? Now, before we get stuck into the question, as always, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to check out a ton of freebies that are in the bio below. I've included links, one of which touches on this very topic we're going to be talking about today, which is the free ChatGPT playbook for management consultants. So even if you're not in consulting and you're in corporate, check out the playbook. It's over 85 pages of search queries and prompts and a whole heap of other instructions and tools and tips and tricks and things like that that are going to help you get the most use out of the ChatGPT platform. It's a free download straight to your inbox. I would highly recommend it. So coming back to the question, is AI, and particularly the likes of ChatGPT, going to replace management consulting, or at least, unhinge or completely disrupt the industry? Well, I've been on the internet quite a fair bit. I've been speaking to experts across the industry. I've even been talking to a couple of people through social media, and particularly one of the other forums that we're a big part of as well. People that are actually working on AI, and I think it's called big language modeling or something to that effect. I think AI is going to enable and help management consultants in the next couple of months/years, but I don't think that the platforms are still at that level of maturity where they're going to completely replace management consultants altogether. But what we are seeing is small snippets or small thin slices, I guess, or maybe a couple of indications of where it is possible there's going to be some disruption. So let me give you a couple of key examples. So one area of management consulting which is very dear to my heart is business process management. I've written a book about business process management. I've done a ton of process analysis projects in my 20 years as a management consultant for a variety of different clients and across a variety of different industries. So as part of business process management, there is a language markup called extensible markup language. And what that enables me to do is I can create a process in ChatGPT using this XML, extensible markup language, and ChatGPT will spit out the end-to-end processes that I want in this language, and then I can port it to a process analysis platform, maybe like Microsoft Visio or something like that, and I've got the deliverable there ready to go. So I can work with the client. I can then ask ChatGPT to help me and build out a process model, analyze the model. I can port that model and have a very professional looking end-to-end process model ready to go. I can present to the client. Now that ordinarily will take ages, that quick process that I just talked about, right? But ChatGPT has enabled me, or would enable a management consultant, to build out an end-to-end process model in a very short period of time. As long as you've got the basics there, you know what the structure of the process model needs to look like, but it will create the language for you to build out a process model. That's just one example. The other example is, of course, Microsoft Excel. So if you're struggling with Microsoft Excel and you need to know, say, like a particular VBA or language code that sits behind Excel to do some sort of special table or to retrieve data or even to do lookups and query the internet for information that can be ported into an Excel spreadsheet, ChatGPT can do it. You can actually ask the platform to do that for you. It'll come up with the right search string or search query or even language that you need to port into Excel. It will retrieve the data or build a table for you, whatever you need, and you can do it. So that saves a lot of time, right? So even things like market research, even what maybe a framework you should be using when you're approaching a particular challenge or problem, ChatGPT and AI can help. So the way I see it at the moment in the next couple of years, or maybe just in the next year alone, let's not talk about the next couple of years, let's just talk about the next year alone. I would say that AI is going to be an enabler to the work that management consultants do. Now, here's where it gets really interesting, is that we are already now talking about advanced use cases of where AI can help, where we're going to see further upgrades. So at the moment, as an example, at the time that I'm recording this particular video, is ChatGPT is 4.5, version 4.5 is likely to be released later this year. Early next year, we're likely to see ChatGPT, say, version 5. And the big outcome that we're going to see in terms of version 5 and the key change to that platform is going to be incorporation of videos and pictures and a whole lot of other data elements, even for the platform to inquire, say like Bing or Google, and retrieve data, historical data and things like that. And it's going to be all incorporated into the platform, and that platform will then be able to produce a higher level or higher quality deliverable for the management consultant. Now, where it gets tricky is it's likely that clients will also have the same technology. In fact, it's almost guaranteed they'll have exactly the same access to that technology as what the consultants would. So therefore, maybe we'll see a little bit of a shift and change in terms of where the value add is for a consultant to come and provide external advice, when maybe a client can outsource a lot of the information they need, or a lot of the help they need, to the likes of AI like ChatGPT. The last thing I'd say is that management consulting is a relationship-based service. You need to go out and you need to work with clients. You need to shake their hands. You need to be in the same meeting room as them to whiteboard problems and challenges and to help them solve complex issues that they're facing day to day, regardless of whatever topic that they're needing help with. You need to be in there and listen to them and study their environment, study their business. And it's only then, once you've been able to do that and gather insight information, then you go away and build the deliverables. And so I'm wondering, where does AI sit in the scheme of that relationship between you and the client? And that question is still yet to be answered. So up until this point, I've talked largely about how AI can be an enabler, at least maybe for the next couple of months, maybe a year, or maybe out to 2 years. So it can be an enabler to help consultants improve the quality of work that they do, but I'm not too sure it's going to be replacing the relationship that consultants have with their client. And at the end of the day, the consultants still need to go out and win work, right? They still need to respond to the help that clients need to do a whole variety of things. And AI may not be able to do that, at least in the immediate term. Maybe on this video, I've posed more questions that really have been answered, but the aim here is not really to answer the questions so much, but it's at least to get us thinking, and you thinking in particular, around how AI fits into the life of a management consultant and how AI can support the outcomes and deliverables of day-to-day work that management consultants do. So if you've got any more thoughts, I'd love to hear them, because what we can do is a follow-up video and can address some of your questions and your views and opinions. I'd love to hear it all. Of course, I'm always willing to hear your feedback as well. Drop me a comment in the chat, and what we can do is I'll try and answer your questions directly in the chat. And like I said before, maybe worthwhile doing a follow-up video. By the way, if you haven't done already, as I said before, there is a great playbook for management consultants. It's called the ChatGPT Playbook for Consulting. The link is in the bio. It's a free download. It's a PDF. It just goes straight to your inbox. Use it as a reference guide, because if you are a management consulting or corporate, you're going to find a ton of helpful, useful information in there. Everything from search queries, prompts, and also instructions on how to better use ChatGPT. And it's a live working document, which means we're always updating that document. It's version 1 at the moment. It's the time of this recording, but we're aimed to publishing version 2 very soon, with even more information that will help enable you do your job better in either the corporate or management consulting world. So that's it for today's video podcast. So my name is Theodore from ConsultingHQ. It has been great to have you here and listen to me talk about the role of AI in management consulting. I'm not too sure we answered the question, but at least we've got ourselves thinking in certainly a different way, hopefully. And I'll see you next time.